that were found and use the barcodes on them, trace them back to some doctors and try to talk to them and figure out if they know what happened to these needles. But yes, the beaches in the town of Hempstead, Nassau County, are now reopened after being shut down yesterday. This is why, take a look at this. This is some of the medical waste that washed up from East Atlantic Beach to Lido West Beach. It includes used feminine hygiene products and dozens of used needles. The first round washed up Friday afternoon and then more yesterday, and that's when officials decided it was best to just close the beaches. The city of Long Beach decided to keep their beaches open, which is very interesting because Long Beach is located right in between where all of this medical waste was found, but the city did decide to keep their beaches open. So while authorities say it is safe to come back to the beaches, they do want people to keep an eye out.
We ask that anybody who visits our beaches just be mindful. And again, if you see something, immediately notify a lifeguard or other park official and do not try to touch an item yourself.
The town of Hempstead supervisor says parks personnel will be routinely combing through the beach to make sure nothing else turns up. I can tell you that 4 o'clock was high tide and we saw nothing wash up then. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, there is one theory about where this stuff may have come from. We'll talk to you about that at 6. We're live in Lido Beach. Krista Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, and we'll see you then. The New Yorkers out and about today got a rare reprieve from the suffocating heat. In fact, temperatures dropped below 70 in Central Park for the first time this month. Meteorologist Jeff Smith joins us now with our first look at the AccuWeather forecast. Jeff?
Yes, Sandra, of course, we paid for that relief with a little bit of rainfall, but it wasn't too bad out there. The low did get down to 67 earlier this morning, which is, believe it or not, the only time that we've been in the 60s this month in Central Park, and it hasn't recovered much during the day, only up to about 72. It's a little bit warmer in parts of the Hudson Valley, 75 in Newburgh and Poughkeepsie. Cloud cover a little bit thinner up in those locations. And speaking of that cloud cover, we've got a wind coming in from the northeast and east off the cool waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and also some moisture around. You have a lot of clouds out there, and occasionally we've had some showers. The steadiest batch right now, Westchester into southwestern parts of Fairfield County, Connecticut, also onto parts of Long Island, Nassau, into western parts of Suffolk. Some drier air trying to sneak in from New England, though. So a bit of rain early this evening in a couple of spots, and then just mostly cloudy overnight. A decent day shaping up for tomorrow, some breaks of sun at 70s. The next shot at showers and thunderstorms coming in Tuesday night, but wait until you see the AccuWeather 7-day. We've strung together some really nice days to close out the work week. We'll talk about that coming up. Sandra?
All right, Jeff, thank you. This search resumed today in Orange County for a missing father and his 9-year-old son. Their raft overturned in the Neversink River near the Oakland Valley campground. Police and fire rescue teams are searching on the ground and by air using drones. The father and son disappeared yesterday morning, but the search was suspended last night because of bad weather. We'll have a live report from the command post coming up on Eyewitness News at 6. Police looking for a pair of armed robbers responsible for a pair of robberies in the Bronx. The two incidents took place within an hour of each other on Friday, about 3 miles apart. Those thieves made off with thousands. Eyewitness News reporter AJ Ross is standing by this evening in Belmont with the story. AJ?
Sandra, this is a very disturbing and violent robbery pattern police want to put an end to before another store is targeted. Now, surveillance cameras captured those two suspects entering this Kennedy's Chicken and Pizza, but they didn't enter through the front door. They actually went in through this side door. And what unfolded next had the two men working inside fearing for their lives. While one suspect pointed a gun and threatened the workers behind the counter, the other focused on the register, violently beating one of the employees until he got his hands on the cash. The pair removed approximately $1,000 before fleeing the scene. Then just a half hour later, at a Broadway candy store 4 miles away, two men who appear to be the same suspects struck again. Surveillance cameras captured a man in a navy hoodie pointing a gun at the clerk and another customer inside the store. Meanwhile, the other suspect walked behind the counter to grab all the cash. Investigators say the duo got away with nearly $5,500 in the second hit before disappearing again. We spoke briefly with one of the Kennedy Fried Chicken employees who came face to face with the suspects and says he won't feel safe until both are behind bars.
The guy, he said, well, look at that one now. That's why if you go sit down over there. That's why you go sit down back. You don't say nothing. You take the money, go.
radio, police are asking you to give them a call. That number is 1-800-577-TIPS. In the Belmont section of the Bronx, I'm AJ Ross, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
AJ, thank you. Youth baseball team from Staten Island took another big step in the Little League World Series. Fans packed Jody's Club Forest Bar on Staten Island to watch the Mid-Island Little Leaguers win a second game in Pennsylvania. The team defeated their opponents from Houston in a matchup this morning.
I'm very happy. Go Mid-Island. Staten Island, we're behind you all the way.
2 to go, and I predict a win.
Well, we hope his prediction comes true.
Yes.
We'll just have to wait and see coming up in sports. Police officer in a shootout with a man in a wheelchair. Coming up on Eyewitness News, what officers are revealing about the violence that unfolded in Brooklyn. And a statement getting lots of attention today from President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani. Why he said truth isn't true.
Having the president testify.
When you tell me that, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry, well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth.
The president maintaining he has nothing to hide, tweeting he has, quote, demanded transparency so that this rigged and disgusting witch hunt can come to a close. Reporting from Bedminster, New Jersey, Tara Palmieri, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
The presence of a weed killer chemical in foods that we eat every day.
And we've been watching light rain on occasion during the day today. Decent little batch of showers here. Southwestern parts of Fairfield County, Westchester, extending down into parts of Nassau and western Suffolk. Also at the same time, though, check out this clearing trying to work its way in from New England. And I think some of this dry air will work its way in during the day tomorrow and at least give us some breaks of sun. We'll talk about that work week active of the forecast coming up.
Allegations against Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. McCarrick was removed from ministry in June amid allegations that he sexually abused a teenager when he was a priest in New York City. He was also accused of sexually abusing seminarians while he was the Archbishop of Newark. Robert Hodson, a former priest in the Archdiocese of Newark, spoke in Boston today. Hodson claims church leaders knew for decades that McCarrick was sexually abusing seminarians, but did nothing about it.
They usually begin by saying how dismayed, how astonished, how surprised, how shocked they were about not only Cardinal McCarrick, but the Pennsylvania grand jury investigation. Shocked. And we pledged never, ever to have this happen again. Well, you know how many times we've listened to those words?
McCarrick insists he is innocent.
We're out there and we've had the occasional shower from time to time in New York City. It's one of those days where you're carrying around the umbrella and you say, should I even open it up? Because it's raining out so lightly, and that's been the case during much of the day. Now 72, that humidity's still up there at 81%. I think the humidity does come down a little bit as we head into the late evening hours and especially into tomorrow. A northeast wind coming in at 5 miles per hour. 72 has been our high so far today after a morning low of 67. Again, the first time that we've actually fallen below the 70-degree mark this month in Central Park. Not much in the way of rainfall, only 2/100ths of an inch in the park, closer to 0.16 up toward White Plains where you're getting a decent shower right now. You have some warmer temperatures north of the city. 75 Newburgh, 75 at Poughkeepsie. Cooler down the shore, 68 Belmar and 69 your temperature at Toms River. Dew points are still in the low to mid 60s, so it is still a little bit sticky out there, despite the fact that we've cooled things down. But those dew points should fall by later on tonight and into the day on Monday. And that's because that drier air is trying to sneak its way in from New England. You have some clearing skies over parts of Rhode Island and eastern Connecticut. But in the meantime, we still do have these showers, especially Westchester into southwestern Fairfield. These again extend down into eastern parts of Nassau, western parts of Suffolk County. And our futurecast shows that you could get 1 or 2 showers through the early part, especially of the evening hours, before some of that drier air tries to work its way in overnight and partially clear things out. We still got to call it mostly cloudy overnight. Lows tonight getting down to 63 in the park, so even cooler than last night, and even some pretty refreshing 50s well north and west of the city. Highs tomorrow getting back up into the middle 70s because we'll have a little bit more in the way of sunshine, but again, a pretty comfy day out there. Not exactly a beach day with temperatures staying in the 70s, but if you're heading to the beach, northeast wind coming in about 10 to 15 miles per hour, waves around 4 feet, water temperatures, big range from 70 on the east end of Long Island to 79 off of the coast of Ocean County, New Jersey. Rip current risk is in the moderate category. Weather wellness, air quality is going to be good. The UV index is a 5, which is moderate, so we'll get a little bit more in the way of sunshine tomorrow. And pollen is on the moderate to high side. It's really ragweed pollen season at this point. AccuWeather forecast for tonight, after those little bits of rain early, mostly cloudy, we're down to 63. Slightly more comfortable tomorrow. Again, lower dew points, clouds and breaks of sun. The high getting up to 76. We're partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 67. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Heading into Tuesday, it's a more humid day, and I think we'll see more clouds than sunshine. There will be showers and thunderstorms coming into the area Tuesday night. And a shower can last into the day on Wednesday, although much of the day on Wednesday looks dry. It's a breezy blend of sun and clouds, 84, and then just a fantastic stretch of days for Thursday right through next weekend. Less humid on Thursday, about 80, mostly sunny and gorgeous on Friday, 82. Still nice on Saturday, about 81. And we'll call it a bright delight on Sunday. Yeah. 83, lows at night getting down to the lower middle 60s in the city. So well-deserved streak of nice weather.
I would say so. Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer is revealing new information about an alarming discovery, a weed-killing chemical appearing in common foods. Schumer says the FDA has been investigating the presence of glyphosate for 2 years, but has yet to release its results. The senator is calling for more transparency from the FDA. This follows recent reports about the chemical commonly used in weed killers like Roundup, being found in cereals, granola bars, and oatmeal. Hundreds of runners laced up, and pounded the pavement for the Brooklyn Mile today. They raced along Kent Avenue through the heart of Williamsburg. Competitive and amateur runners took part in 9 events held throughout the morning. After that run, participants attended an after party in East River State Park. Yeah, that's what I like to do. A good long run and then party hardy, right, Sam?
Absolutely. I missed it today. It definitely did. We'll have to do it tomorrow, right? Well, a giant step for the Little Leaguers from Staten Island. The Mid-Island All-Stars move even closer to playing in the U.S. Championship game. We're going to have the highlights coming up. And the Yankees have the power, but was it enough to ground the Blue Jays? That's coming up after the break.